Happy Monday, everyone. You know, in my coaching program, I teach my clients how to view their team in three groups. And one of those groups is where they look at the people on their team who have great potential, okay? So in today's video, you're gonna learn how you can foster that potential to actually help people move up to the next level. I'm Gail Bates, CEO of MyMentorBiz.com, and this is a Monday Minute team building tip where I love to leave you a tip on building million-dollar teams because that's what I did. I show people today how to systematize and strategize on building a very strong and successful team. So this is a series that I've been sharing of, and this is the third video of the series. And what we do is, this is my 5 top team building books, which is actually on my blog. You'll be able to go back to my blog and read all about all 5 books. I have the link below. But in the first video, and I highly recommend you go back and listen to this one, because in the first video, I talk about a book called Build It Big, okay? A very oldie but goodie book where you actually can read lots of articles that help you create team training so you can become an influential leader. There is so much information and resources in that book. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I highly recommend you subscribe, hit the subscribe button and that little bell button, because it will take, every time I do a video, it will advise you that there's one coming up. So go back and watch that in the first video series of this series. The second book that we talked about in the second video was John Maxwell. And of course, everybody loves John Maxwell, and it is his 17 indisputable laws of teamwork. And in this video, I share with you how I actually worked with this book on having the most national incentive winners, trip incentive winners in my company. So I want you to go back and watch that, because you'll really get a lot out of that. If you want to be a trip earner yourself, go back and watch that video. So today, we are talking about growth mindset. This is the third book. As I said, there are 5 books in my blog post, so you will want to go back and read about all of them, but I'm just doing the video on the first 3. And this book is actually called Growth. It's called Mindset, okay? And it's by Dweck. And it's about the new psychology of success, how we can learn to fulfill our potential. And that's what I was talking about when I first came on, is helping your team members who have potential move up to that next level. You know, what I love about direct sales is that saying, when you help others be successful, you're successful. And that comes from having a team of entrepreneurs who have a passion for their products and have a passion for growing a business, okay? But it really comes down to believing in their ability to succeed. And some people just get stuck because their mindset gets fixed, okay? And they really can't move forward. Well, we sometimes call this being in your comfort zone, okay? But Carol Dweck, in her book, Mindset, she says it's having a fixed mindset, as opposed to having a growth mindset. And these are people, when they have a growth mindset, they take up a challenge to do more and they break out of that comfort zone, okay? So as I said, I can't recommend this book more for leaders. I really highly recommend you read this book. She says also that leaders who nurture a growth mindset or amongst all your team members really supports learning. You get lots of feedback, and you have team members who support each other. So adopting this growth mindset strategy as a leader is going to help you move your team members up a level. It's going to help you help your team members be more successful, right? So there are 3 traits that I recommend after reading this book that I think you need to pay attention to. And the first one is what I call developing a culture of learning. And that's where you want to really work on becoming an influential trainer. And I teach this in all of my coaching programs and helping my leaders become an influential trainer. And what does that mean? Well, that means you could offer more team trainings. You could offer units training in your Facebook group. You could. I always recommend you have a special new recruit training for team members to step into that culture of learning. So think about what you're doing to develop a culture of learning on your team. The second thing I recommend is having coaching conversations consistently with team members. And that you might have a very large team, which means you can't talk to everybody every week, every day. But reaching out to team members to get feedback is so important. And, I have those two important coaching questions that I mention and I work with my coaching clients on. And that's asking a team member what worked, and then asking them what they would have done differently. This is the feedback you get from just those two questions really helps you support your team members to have that growth mindset that they can take action, they can move forward. And thirdly is rewarding efforts. And I just finished up a module in my Journey to Leadership coaching program on helping those leaders develop their own incentive rewards program. And that's what we do in direct sales as leaders. We reward those team members for their efforts with incentives, okay? Well, the company has incentives and you as a leader create incentives. So I have that Journey to Leadership program opening up again in January. If you're interested, there is a link below that you can leave your name if you're interested in joining that. So as I said, I would want you to think about having a growth mindset, leading with a growth mindset, and that is creating a culture of learning, having more coaching conversations, and rewarding efforts. So Carol Dweck says, I'm going to read this, mindsets are just beliefs. They are powerful beliefs, but they are just something in your mind, and you can change your mind. Think about where you'd like to go in your business, and think about developing a growth mindset to take you there and lead your team there. So click the link below to read about those 5 books that are on my blog this week. Then you already go back to listen to the videos in series 1 and series 2 on the other 2 books that I highly recommend. And have a great Monday.